Hello everyone, this is Srini here. Today I would like to explain about how you can leverage process discussion to capture requirements in Focus Build. So let's get started. About me, I'm Srini. I have expertise in Focus Build as well as in Agile. Let's get to the topic: how you can leverage process discussion to gather requirements effectively. Just want to take a moment and talk about what a process discussion is. It's basically like a workshop where you engage business in basically a discussion with the objective of trying to define a target business process. You go through this exercise where you define a business process which fully meets the business needs, and once that is done, you try to implement this business process in the realization phase. That's a typical implementation step, for a steps for a S4 or any SAP project in general. So, what I'd like to emphasize today is that you can leverage process discussion to effectively gather requirements. What you need for this is basically Focus Build, and Focus Build already has the process documentation platform integrated into it. So you'll be able to leverage Focus Build to capture requirements while you engage in process discussion. One important thing here is that leverage the best practices. What I mean is that use it as a starting point. When you define a target business process based on an SAP best practice, it's definitely less risky. And the gaps you identify in the best practice can be your requirement actually. So record these gaps as requirements in during your process discussion. And you can do this right in the workshop. That's what I'm going to show in the demo today. So key things here is that leveraging best practices, using it as a starting point, and defining a target business process which is based on best practices. These are the key information I want to emphasize today. And process documentation as a platform is very helpful in doing that. One is you'll be able to show the best practice content, the process itself as a documentation to your business, and the business will be able to understand the information in the process documentation platform much easier. So process documentation as a platform can bring both business and IT, and you can use that opportunity to also capture requirements. And requirements gathering process also is a collaboration exercise where you want to actively engage business in it. So enable business with Focus Build tool, use process documentation platform, and make a successful requirements gathering exercise. So let's take a quick demo of requirements gathering using process documentation or the process discussion. So let us say you're in a process discussion and you're talking about the procure to pay standard business process, and you hear from business that there needs to be an enhancement. So identify the process step where you need the enhancement, or you can even attach it to the process itself. So you can click on the requirements link right here. Click on requirement, create new requirement. You want to give a title to your requirement. Priority. This is something you want to hear from the business or work with the business to identify the priority. And if the business gives you the value, Again, this can be considered as a collaboration exercise too, but business generally gives you the value, which means that how valuable is this requirement for them. Effort estimate. IT generally provides the effort estimate, and this is a relative number. At this point, you may not have the effort estimate in terms of hours or days. So this is just a relative number to indicate the effort. If this is a gap, you want to classify as a gap. If you have any information about what the enhancement is like, you can put it in. Otherwise, you can process the information later. Rest of all can be processed later when you work with the business, so that by end of the explore phase, you have a requirement which has pretty much all the information, the key attributes, as well as it is also approved. So it is that simple. You'll be able to capture requirements during your process discussion itself, where the requirement itself gets attached to the process, and thereby creating you a process-centric view of the requirements itself. But the key is that you're able to engage business into process discussion and using best practices as your starting point, and also you're able to capture requirements at the same time. So this is a very effective way of gathering requirements. That's my main point here. That's it. You save the requirement, and you can come back to it later and add more information as you like. So thank you for your time. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or send me an email if you have any questions on Focus Build. Thank you.